Hello everybody, it's Carla Nicole. It is an absolute gorgeous Monday. Trust, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. So I wanted to share something today that I think is very important. Being a wisdom coach, it helps me to sometimes get insights about certain things that's going on. I get different intimate conversations and things of that nature that happen. And so I wanted to just kind of share with you something that I think we kind of have a hard time with when we are just dealing with family, with friends, with lovers. We have a tendency to get very blurry sometimes as to when to detach from somebody versus forgive somebody. And let me just make it clear that you can do both for somebody as well. But I kind of want to give you a telltale sign when it's important that you detach versus forgive, overlook, and still have contact. Sometimes we will be in life with various different people. We can have people we've been friends with for years. I'm talking about years. And as we age and grow and evolve, and 9 times out of 10 we move out of the same city that we used to grow up in, or we change locations because of where we work now, or we just decided to move from where we were. We have a tendency to want to move away from where we grew up, not because we have an issue with where we grew up at, but it's just sometimes we just move and things happen. And then life happens, right? We get married, we have children, we get consumed with just life, with routine, with things that's going on. And as we have a close-knit relationship with people we've been friends with or family with, it starts to become very faint or non-existent because we're not as close and we don't have the interaction as often as we so want to or desire to. And so sometimes people will reconnect with old family, old friends, and you find out you really have nothing more in common, but we tend to, because of our familiarity or because of our familial ties, we'll stick to them like white on rice because of our devotion, dedication, and loyalty to them, because of the fact that they have been in our life either because we're related or because we have a history together. And so it's very difficult because you have this loyalty, you have this dedication, you have this bond with them that has you really more apt to being forgiving of things that maybe you wouldn't forgive a complete stranger of or an associate of. But because you have that familial tie, or because you're in a relationship with them, or because they're your lover or whatever, we tend to make forgiveness become more of a trait beyond being toxic. Because now we're not forgiving someone because they're showing us that they really truly feel bad for what they've done, or they really truly are making patterns of change to change some of the actions that are toxic in the relationship, but rather they're just doing it and just keep doing it and keep doing it, and they keep showing you who they are. But we tend to forgive it because we have a familial relationship, or we have a friendship that we've had for years with them. And it can be very toxic. It can be very disgusting and very hurtful for someone that's trying to forgive nonsense that you really don't have to. So I just want to tell you really quick, it is okay to detach. You do not have to subject yourself to someone that is not healthy, someone who is not caring for you, someone that is not being clear with you, someone who's giving you all kinds of BS about what they are to you, but really they're this to you, but then they act like they're that to you. You know, anybody. I don't care if it's family, if it's friends, if it's a lover. If they're giving you half-ass so-called, you know, actions, and you're trying to figure out, well, are we together or not? Or are you in my life or not? Or are you my friend or not? If you have to go through that torment in your head over them, then obviously they're showing you who they are. Regardless of your loyalty to who they are, which is costing you more headache and heartache and disappointment. Because a lot of people, just because they are your family, or just because they're your lover, or just because they're your best friend for years, or whatever the hell, doesn't necessarily mean that they're healthy for you. And sometimes detaching is okay. Detaching is very important. Detaching is one of the best things you can do for you. I talk all the time about shining on loving oneself, being solo. SOLO. Y'all know my line. Y'all know what I stand about. I'm big about self-loving. One of the greatest gifts to yourself is to say, listen, I love you, whether it's your brother, whether it's your sister, whether it's your friend, your lover, whatever. I cannot continue on in this domain with you because you continue to show me that you're unhealthy for me. And because we are family friends, or because we are family, or because you're my lover, that doesn't give you a right to treat me like dog shit. That doesn't give you a right to treat me like I'm secondary in your life when I'm supposed to be primary. Or I treat you as primary, and I'm not sure what I'm being treated as, but I'm not treated as such. And so I feel that I want to make a decision to detach. Detaching is okay. Most people will tell you, oh, they're family, or forgive it, or it's okay. No, it's not okay. If you're in a mental torment, I don't care who it is. If you're in a mental torment over a lover, over a friend, over a family member, if they're tormenting you here and you're in a relationship with them, then it's unhealthy for you because you're carrying that burden all day, all night, thinking about, oh my God, I can't believe they did this to me. Why do I keep going back? Why does my family keep demanding that I stay in contact with this person and this person keeps hurting me? I have to let this go. And understand something. When you do let it go, it doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore. It just means you love yourself more, and you are requiring yourself to have peace of mind. There's nothing worse than somebody continuing to just bash you and be mean to you and do things to you, do things to your family, to your kids, or come in here and act a fool. You know, they show up to your doorstep, they're acting an ass. You're like, what did I do to deserve this? Well, you did this and you did that. That is toxic. I don't care if it's family or not. I don't care if it's friends or not. I don't care if you're sleeping in the bed with them or not. It doesn't matter. It is unhealthy. And the only way that you're going to start loving you is to detach from it. Because I'm going to tell you what, as long as that person's in your life causing you to be tormented mentally, causing you to be constantly frustrated and feeling less than, that is pulling you out of your ability to go into your supreme being, to become your supreme self. You can't be supreme if you're constantly focusing on what someone's doing and how they played you and what were they saying about you and no they didn't and what. That is a lot. That is a lot. You don't have to have that in your life. I don't care if they're family or not. I don't care if they're friends or not. I don't care if they're your boss or not. It's fine. But you have to know you have to sit down and say to yourself, what is most important to me in my life? And if it is your peace, if you don't want to have a mental torment, or if you don't want to continue to deal and be bogged down with nonsense, or somebody's always saying something, some kind of negativity, or they're starting shit starters, man. People like that in your life, you got to get rid of people like that. Get rid of them now. Because shit starters, they start shit over here, and then the next thing you know, they're trickling down and talking about this and talking about that. Next thing you know, you're like, why am I in the middle of some drama I ain't had nothing to do with? And now these people are at you, you're trying to figure it out. Like, it's too much. Just remember, please, you have a right to detach from someone. It doesn't matter who they are in your life. If they're not really for you, if they don't really care about you, if they're not really showing you that you matter to them, then absolutely there should be no reason to continue to have this relation with them. Up close and personal, intimacy. You shouldn't have intimacy with any person. I don't care if it's family, friends, or whatever. And they are not caring about you to the best of their ability, to where you feel it. One thing that was powerful, my daughter said something powerful recently. She said, Mom, I don't remember. She called my mom BB. She said, I don't remember BB, Mom. I don't remember what she sounded like, but I remember how much she cared about me. That speaks volumes. We seem to get, as we age, we seem to lose our sense of understanding and understanding the way we are treated. We forget that we can feel it. If somebody tells you they care about you or embrace you, you can feel it. If it's in its true pure state, you can feel that. You can also feel when somebody don't like you. And sometimes I think we just think, well, I did kind of feel like she didn't really, or he didn't really like me, or didn't really care for me, but I'm just going to keep interacting with him. You're second guessing your gut. And that's what you should never do. Our self-love is a part of that. We have to start to take heed to what is in our spirit. If we're feeling something ain't right, we got to detach. It's okay. Okay? Detaching is okay. Hey, Arkenny, detaching is okay. You don't have to stick around and be involved with people that really don't want to be involved with you. Or they want to bring you toxicity. They want to bring you nonsense. They want to keep shit going because they're empty inside. There's a lot of people empty, and they don't tell you they're empty. They're just empty people, and you can tell by watching what they do with other people. People show you who they are by when they come back and tell you what they do to other people. Pay attention. You can tell. When they really care about others and they're helping people's lives and they're inspiring people, you can tell. But when they're doing other stuff, which is causing all kinds of drama, and this one and that one, and it's everybody else's fault, and they don't understand why it's happening to them, okay, really? This is everybody else's fault. Why are you in the middle of all this drama? Nobody wants to admit, well, I'm in the middle of this drama because I like drama. I like to keep stuff going. I like to keep stuff going. I like to keep all the hell going. We have to be able to say it is okay, and sometimes we have to say it verbally to ourselves, either in the mirror or having somebody we talk to that we can bounce off of. Come to me personally. I can give you everything you need about how to detach. Whatever you got to do, you got to talk to people about, and I'm talking about healthy people that really, really care about you, not people that you're not sure if they care or not. People that really care about you are going to say, I never liked her anyway, or I kind of was thinking that person really wasn't a good person for you. You'll find out, like, oh, I was, such and such said something, or this person is doing this. Well, yeah, I kind of sensed that person wasn't really for you, but I didn't want to say anything. A lot of times people think things and they don't say anything because they see you're too involved or too engrossed or too pulled in, that they don't want to get all in your business and say something. So sometimes you got to bounce off of people that really truly care about you and have some kind of care about you, and will tell you the truth. Like, hey man, I was kind of thinking about this person. What do you think? Nah, they're not really for you. They don't really have your best interest at heart. Okay. I kind of needed a second opinion. Somebody that's unbiased, somebody not involved. Sometimes we have to have that so we can make a decision. Well, is this really for me or not? Detaching is very important. Forgiveness is great. But sometimes we're doing a lot of forgiving and we're not seeing any patterns change. Actions are not changing. But we're forgiving it, forgiving it, forgiving it, forgiving it. And the next thing you know, you're like, I'm still not seeing a change. Forgiveness is not just for you. It's for the other person also. So if they're not really in true regret of what happened, and they keep doing the same thing over and over, they're just a person that's not going to change. They're just going to keep doing what they keep doing. It is your decision to then say, okay, if that is your pattern, I'm going to respect that as your pattern, and I'm going to just go ahead and detach and remove you out of my life and keep it moving. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be ugly to them. You can wish them well, hope best for them, and move the hell on. Life is full of people that will come and go out of your life. You do not have to stay rooted or with someone just because you happen to be fond of them. You might have been fond of who they used to be, who you used to know. But sometimes people change. So that best friend you had when you were 3, at 33 may be a hellion. It may be somebody that is completely different. The ex-boyfriend you used to have that was a jerk and an asshole may be a genuine, beautiful person in spirit now. You have to meet them as they are now and learn that I can be open to hearing what they have to say. Sometimes we just get so caught up in trying to fix things and trying to make things work, and it's a lot. But we have to be willing to say, I am willing to walk away and be okay with that. And in my own self-love, I know that by doing that, I am going to be free in my peace. I don't have to be subjected to somebody else's nonsense. I can detach. I can wish them well, forgive them, and move the hell on. Doesn't mean you got to drag them with you because you forgave them either. You can detach. It's okay. Yes, I'm giving you full-on permission. If somebody is toxic to you in your soul and your spirit, they're giving you a lot of uncertainty. You're really struggling with understanding who they are in your life and what they're planning on doing, or if they're who they thought they were to you and all this. Get clear. Break free. You don't have to live in a constant torment because of who they are as family members, or as a lover, or as a friendship, or as a sibling, or whatever. You can detach. It is okay. Tell them your coach, Carla Nicole, told you it is okay to detach. Because trust and believe, I will detach in a minute and won't care. Won't have an issue. Won't love you less. But I will detach in a minute. Don't care. Real talk. If you're toxic to me, if I see you as a threat to my family or anything like that, you're gone. And I don't think twice about it. Unapologetically. But it's very important that you live that way. If you're not living that way, you're compromising your self-worth and value and your peace. That's something you don't want to do. Trust and believe that. It's very important. Just know I'm Carla Nicole. I'm a wisdom coach. If you need coaching, if you want somebody to bounce something off of, if you've got something going on, I do wisdom coaching. That's what I do. Inbox me. I have a subscription going on right now called the Wisdom Subscription. You can get me 2 hours out of the month for $50 a month, for $50 a session. And you can hang out with me. We can talk and try to bounce off of what we need to do to highlight your life and get you back where you need to be. We have to take charge. We can't always be just a victim of our life experience. We got to make decisions and make choices and start to be more proactive in what we're allowing in our life. We cannot always sit back and allow people to just do what they want to do and be who they want to be for us, and then we got to accept that. That's not how life is. If you really want to take charge, and if you want to really truly operate in self-love as you should. So it's important that you say, man, I'm not going to sit here and allow this anymore. I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to detach and be more forward about what I want in my life, and unapologetic too. And then you'll find out, well, my God, my peace is here. I don't have to have arguments. I don't have to be explaining myself. People know how I feel about them. I know how they feel about me. There's no confusion, because all that confusion comes from something. Trust and believe that. People have a lot of confusion going on because they're not sure in themselves, or they love all the toxic stuff. So make sure you really sit back and say, I am worth loving myself. Be it as it may, if I have to detach from somebody because they're just not matching my life and what I'm trying to do it. Don't allow somebody to be in your life and dragging you down and having you in frustration and torment and disappointment. It is not worth it. They will throw you in a depression, and you will be miserable trying to keep up with people like that. And it is so exhausting, and it's not worth it. You're so worth more than that. Trust me. So like I said, I'm Carla Nicole. I'm a wisdom coach. If you need to get a hold of me, you can inbox me. You can very well reach me. You can call me at 8445-WISDOM, extension 0. Or if you want to jump on my page and ask for an appointment, you can do that too. My page is Carla Nicole Wisdom Coaching Services on Facebook. If you need a coach, just reach out to me. I'm right here. But again, like I said, you can detach. You don't have to stick around and deal with nonsense. Let's take a look at what Tammy said. Tammy said that her mother never charges, so detached from her. 4 years, then helped her because she felt she had to go into a hospital and then rehab, then had moved in with her, which turned into him, moved her into assisted living, detached from her again. She's evil and toxic. See, Tammy, as Tammy gave a very perfect example, is that you have to detach, even if it is a family member, because it will bring you down. And like she did, she tried to help her and do something for her, and she kept showing Tammy who she was. And yes, you're right, it is okay to say I love you, but I will not allow you anymore to have that access to me and then bring me down and drag me into this nonsense with you. It's just not fair to you. And that's one of the things we have to do when it comes to self-love, is we have to really be mindful of what we allow, because we're allowing certain people to come into our life, and we allow certain people to do certain things, and then we're frustrated because we're like, man, I didn't know that they could do this, but they've shown you. Take a look at people's patterns. Pay attention to what they do. Pay attention to how others are dealing with them. And you'll see, her, just like she said, her mom was, 4 years prior, just, very, very hurtful to her. And so she detached. But then felt like, well, the least I could do was help her in her health and sickness. But unfortunately, when we do come from a good-hearted space and we do allow somebody in that is toxic, we end up getting burned for it. Really burned for it. And then we're like, why? Like, I tried to do the right thing. So it's okay to detach. Tammy, I wish you well. I know, I can imagine how hurtful that is, especially, the hurt goes deeper, especially when it's a parent. When a parent is toxic, that is even more hurtful, because that is the person you came into your life with, and you really expect the best from them. And so when they are toxic, that is the most unimaginable feeling of sadness and sorrow, because you do everything in your power to take care of them, and sometimes they aren't worthy. And unfortunately, more times than not, a lot of people are struggling with that, because they feel like, man, I just wanted to take care of my parent. I wanted to look out for them. I wanted to give back for what they've done for me. And it's awful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Tam. It's awful that you had to go through that, but it is a deeper cut, because when it is a parent, it is the worst feeling, because you love your parent unconditionally a lot of times, and then you get burned for it. So, as long as you have a clear conscience, it will pull you out of feeling so frustrated, because, as a parent myself, I'm big about telling my daughter and my son, they don't owe me anything. Even if I am toxic to them, they have a right to detach from me. And I'm big about it. I'm like, no, you love yourself more, because you never know what kind of mental health or things can happen. I mean, dementia, all kinds of things can come up in my life that I may not be the same person I am that they were raised with. I mean, nervous breakdowns happen. All kinds of things can happen, and it could change you. It can make you evolve into someone you never were. But I want my kids okay to understand that in my consciousness right now and who I am as a woman, if I become toxic to them, detach from me. Love yourself enough. It's not about me, it's about you. Because if you're struggling trying to really manage me, and I'm a jerk to you, or I'm all over the place because of a mental condition or something going on, then I am wrong. And you are okay to walk away. I give my kids the permission. I think it's important, because we never know what kind of health conditions we can have. And mental illness can come at any time in our life. We never know. And so I just always, one of the things my mom always told me to pray for was, she says, always make sure you pray for a sound mind. And so I tell the same to my children, just pray for a sound mind. And if my mind isn't sound and I'm toxic to you, detach from me. As much as you love your mom, just know that I am not who I am. So just detach. It's okay. I will be okay. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important we have these conversations with our kids, because it's not okay to be toxic to your children. It is not okay to have to burden yourself with a toxic parent that isn't even mindful of being kind to you. That's not fair to you either. So I think it's important that we talk about these things, and it's vitally important that we don't burden ourselves with thinking that we have to subject our lives to toxic parents that don't even give a hoot about who we are, but they care about what you can do for us, what you can do for me. You're not my parent for that reason. That's not why you're here. I just want you to care about me. But some parents take it way too far. They try to manage you and tell you what you can and can't do and how bad you are as a person. It's just unfortunate. So I just want you guys to understand, it's very important that you see outside the box. And if someone is toxic, it is okay to detach. Loving someone, being in a relationship with someone is a wonderful thing. But if it is bringing you burden, disappointment, sadness, sickness, it's making you sick every night, you're waking up like, I just can't do this anymore, let it go. For you, not for someone else. Because some people will stay in a toxic family knowing doggone well that that family member is not good for them, because everybody else in the family accepts the nonsense. Oh, you're wrong, da-da-da, you're a black sheep, da-da-da. Okay, I'll be that. But what I'm not going to be is burdened and mentally tormented by this family member that doesn't want to give me any type of respect or care. I hope I helped somebody today. Yes, Tammy, always pray for her. Always. Because it comes back. I mean, when you care about somebody and you really love them and you really hope to see the best for them, always pray for her. But sometimes we got to pray from them from afar. We cannot allow them to intervene or basically interject back into our lives, because they're just not, I don't know, they're just not okay for us to be involved with them. And sometimes it's okay to say, I can't have you in my life to that degree, but I wish you well. And be okay in your decision. Just know you don't have to subject yourself to people that are toxic. I don't care, like I said, if it's a lover, if it's a friend, if it's a sibling, whatever, a family member. Listen, let them go. It is okay. All right? So I'm out of here, guys. Like I said, I'm on my lunch. I just wanted to be out here in this beautiful breeze and enjoy. But yeah, just let it go, honey. It's not worth all that, trust me. So I'm out of here, guys. Make sure you share this video. Somebody needs to hear it. Trust me. So I'm out of here, guys. It's Carla Nicole. I'm signing off. Best kept. Have a great day, guys. Bye.